Good morning, everyone. I'm Dr. Prema, working as an assistant professor in Krista Jayati College. The topic for today's discussion is All the World is a Stage, written by William Shakespeare. William Shakespeare was born and raised in Stratford upon Avon, Warwickshire, April 1564. He was an English playwright, poet, and actor. He is widely regarded as the greatest writer in English language and the world's preeminent dramatist. He is often called England's national poet and the Bard of Avon. His works includes 39 plays, 154 sonnets, and 3 long narrative poems. And his plays have been translated into many languages and are performed more often than those of other playwrights. Shakespeare remains the most influential writer in English language, and his works continue to be studied and reinterpreted. Even many scholars, PhD scholars, have done research work on Shakespeare. About his personal life, at the age of 18, he married Annie Hathaway, with whom he had 3 children, namely Susanna and the twins called Hamlet and Judith. Around 1585 and 1592, he began a successful career in London as an actor, writer, and part owner of playing company called the Lord Chamberlain's Men, later known as the King's Men. And at the age of 49, he appeared to the to have retired to Stratford, where he died 3 years later. And about his writing, his work can be divided into many categories according to the theme of the play. And Shakespeare produced most of his known works between 1589 and 1613. And his early plays were comedies and histories and are regarded as some of the best works produced in this genre. And then he started writing tragedies until 1608. Among the tragedies, Hamlet, Othello, King Lear, Macbeth, and Romeo and Juliet are the most remarkable works in English language. In the last phase of his life, he wrote tragedy comedies, also known as romance. Especially The Tempest is considered as his last play. And about his, then we'll pass on to the title explanation. That is how he got this title, that is All the World is a Stage. And this is an extract from his own play, that is As You Like It. All the World is a Stage. This is the title that is given to this poem. And this title was extracted from his own comedy, that is As You Like It. Um, in the year 1623, it was written, and the play is a 5-act pastoral comedy, and it is like monologue. We'll see what is monologue and what is dialogue and all later on. So this is how we got the title for this poem, All the World is a Stage. And about his performance and about his theater, that is Globe Theatre. And this Globe Theatre was a theatre in London. It is associated with William Shakespeare very much. And it was built in the year 1599 at Southwark, close to the south bank of Thames, by Shakespeare's playing company, the Lord Chamberlain's Men. And this Globe Theatre was destroyed by fire on 29th June 1613. Again, the second Globe Theatre was built on the same site by June 1614 and stayed open until the London Theatre closures of 1642. So this is about the short introduction for this poem, and let us move on to um, the line by line explanation of the poem. Just read the poem once, and then we will go on with the explanation. All the world is a stage, and all the men and women merely plays. They have their exits and their entrances, and one man in his time plays many parts, his acts being 7 ages. At first, the infant mewling and puking in the nurse's arms, then the whining schoolboy with his satchel and shining morning face, creeping like snail, unwilling to school, and then the lover, sighing like furnace with a awful ballad made to his mistress' eyebrow, then a soldier, full of strange oaths and bearded like the pard, jealous in honor, sudden and quick in quarrel, seeking the bubble reputation even in the cannon's mouth, and then a justice in fair round belly, with good capon lined, with eyes severe and beard of formal cut, full of wise saws and moral instances, and so he plays his part. The sixth age shifts into the lean and slippered pantaloon, with spectacles on nose and pouch on side. His young horse well saved, and world too wide for his shrunk shank and his big manly voice, tuning again towards childish treble pipes and wishes in his sound. Last scene of all that ends this strange eventful history is second childishness, and where oblivion, sans teeth, sans eyes, sans taste, sans everything. So this is the final concluding line of the poem. Sans teeth, sans eyes, and sans teeth, and sans everything. Sans means without. So at the last stage of man's life, um, he'll be living without taste, sight, and sense. Okay, so we'll go on with the line by line explanation. Uh, so the poem begins like this. All the world is a stage. The first line of the poem itself be the title of the poem. All the world is a stage. All the world is a stage. The poet has used metaphor here. The world is compared with the stage. World is considered as a stage. So how the actor enters into the stage and exits the stage, like that, each and every human being enters into the world through the birth and exits through the death. So, this is how the poet he compares the world to the stage in the drama. And all the men and women merely players, all the men and women merely players, and they have their exits and their entrances. So here we have to be very keen about this word exits and entrances. So the poet has used a plural term here, exits and entrances. It's not a singular term, so it clearly shows man has to play many roles. Okay, so there are seven stages in the life of a man. So that it is mentioned as exits and entrances. So he has to enter into the world seven times, means he has to play the role seven times. Okay, so and one man in his time plays many parts. That is the meaning here. So as a man, we have to play many roles. Means here, quite you shows the stages of man, seven stages of man. Okay, so um, I hope the slides are visible. Let us. So here you can see all the world is a stage. It's the stage. It's a global stage. Means the Globe Theatre. Okay, during the Elizabethan time, this Globe Theatre was very famous. Okay, always Shakespeare performed his plays in this Globe Theatre. It's the speciality is we can sit and we can view from all directions. So it's like a globe. It is structured like a globe, and we can see the stage from all directions. Okay, so this is the performance, and then it's about William Shakespeare, about his greatness as a poet. He is considered as a bard of Avon, and also he is the England's national poet. And he lived during the Elizabethan time. that is considered as a golden time in the English history or British history. So maybe because of the productivity and because of the growth and prosperity of the nation, that age is called the golden age. So he lived during that golden age. Okay, so this slide is about the works of Shakespeare. Actually, he has written 39 plays, and it is categorized into different types. Maybe here I have mentioned three types: comedies, tragedies, and histories. There are tragic comedies and romances like that. So we can categorize into different types. So for comedies, I have given three examples as you like it: the Comedy of Errors, Twelfth Night, and under histories, um, King John and Henry V, Richard III, and tragedies, Romeo and Juliet, Julius Caesar, Macbeth, Hamlet, and Othello. Okay, so comedies, you know very well, it ends in happy mood, and always the ringing of the wedding bell will happen in the comedies. And history, some historical elements will be taken from the history and the author build the story. The characters will be from the histories. And tragedies, always it ends with the sad ending, the death of the important personality. So this is how we can divide Shakespeare's plays into different categories. And as you like it, this is the play from which this title of the poem is extracted. And um, so, as you like it is a comedy, as I told earlier. It was written by William Shakespeare, and it was written in 1599 or early 1600, and it was first published in 1623. And it revolves around the love. Main focus of this play is around love. Okay, so the next slides it talks about um, the Shakespeare's work is compared with the Hindu mythology. So in Vedas, we can see life is divided into four parts. That is what the Hindu mythology, according to the Hindu mythology, Veda says. And but Shakespeare divided man's life into seven parts. So what are the seven stages, or what are the seven parts of man? That is what we are going to see here. The poem has a similar meaning as in Vedic books, describing how a person enacts in his whole life. So always we are like actors. We are taking up many roles, and we are taking up whenever we are taking a new responsibility, or whenever we are entering into the new stage, we are taking new responsibilities. So each and every change it happens, we can consider as a stage. Okay, so totally, according to Shakespeare, there are seven stages of man. Okay, so what is monologue? Because we are going to learn. So this one is like a monologue. Monologue, a single person talking to himself. Okay, talking aloud. Maybe in the drama, Shakespeare has employed this the technique monologue. Okay, when a person is talking aloud on the stage, okay, audience can hear the voice, but the others they cannot hear. Maybe it's about the what is going on in the mind of a person, monologue, talking to himself. And as we know, dialogue, it's between the conversation between the two people. Okay, so a monologue is a speech that expresses the thoughts or feelings of one character, only one character. And dramatic monologue. So in drama, Shakespeare has employed this device, this technique, monologue. So we can call it as a dramatic monologue. Okay, so this is a combination of drama and poetry. Okay, so here it's a pictorial representation of man's life. It starts from the childhood age and school-going boy and youthful stage, and then as a soldier, and finally he enters into the old age and the second childhood age, and finally it ends with the death. Seven ages of man, or 7 stages of man. Okay, so this slides, it's about 7 ages of man. What are the 7 ages of man? First one is an infant crying, and second one is a complaining schoolboy. Third one is a lover. Fourth, a bearded soldier. A wise justice, and an old man. Seventh, second childhood. So each and every stage, the poet has used an adjective in order to describe the stage. For example, a bearded soldier, a wise justice, like that. The poet has used adjective in order to describe the stage clearly. The characteristic of the stage, particular stage, is explained clearly here. Okay, we'll see one by one on the stage. It starts with the infant crying. Okay, a child, a boy crying. Okay, so you can see in the picture, a mother is holding the baby. The baby is crying. That is what it is expressed in the first stanza of the poem. At first, the infant mewling and puking in the nurse's arms. Okay, so maybe this is the first stage of man. So how the man enters on the stage or on the world? Through the birth. As an infant, okay, so when a child enters into the world, the first thing the child is doing is crying. That is how it is expressing the feelings. And the mother is holding the baby in her arms, and all the time the child is crying, and it's very innocent in nature during the birth of the child. Okay, that is the nature of the child, and it's very innocent in character, and it doesn't know anything about the world in which he's staying. Okay, so without knowing anything, the child starts crying as soon as it enters into the world. So this is the first act of the child. Okay, and so we can note down the innocent nature of the child in the childhood stage or in the infancy. And so this is the beginning of the life on this new world. Okay, and the second stage is school going boy and complaining schoolboy. It is mentioned as complaining schoolboy. So maybe it is the character of the child. If you have observed in the class, the child always go to the teacher and he or she will be complaining about others. Okay, so that is the characteristic feature of this age or this stage, the school going boy. So, what is the nature of the boys, or what is the nature of the child at that time? That is what it is mentioned here. And then the whining school boy with his satchel and shining morning face, creeping like snail, unwilling to school. So it shows clearly the unwillingness of the boy to go to school. Okay, so that the walking, the pace of the child, okay, is compared with the snail's movement. So how slowly the snail will move, like that the boy is also creeping slowly towards the school. It shows the unwillingness of the boy to go to the school, and also he's carrying the heavy bag, okay, the bag full of books, and with morning face, shining face, he's walking slowly or creeping like a snail in towards the school. So here, the one important character that the poet is talking about is the complaining nature of the boy. Okay, and also the unwillingness of the boy to go to the school. So maybe that is the nature of the childhood age. Okay, unwillingness to do the work. Always he wants to play around. Maybe that is a characteristic of a child. Okay, then after the school going boy, he enters into the teenage, that is lover stage. During the teenage time, all the boys and girls will be well dressed up, and they'll be always dreaming, isn't it? So like that, you can see this boy, he can also is writing poems, that is ballad, mournful ballad about the his mistress eyebrow. So by seeing the beauty of a girl, he was attracted towards the girl and he fell in love with the girl and he started writing poems towards the mistress eyebrow. And then the lover sighing like furnace with the awful ballad made to his mistress eyebrow. So, sighing like furnace, it expresses or it shows the boy's feeling, the lover's feeling. Okay, and always a woeful ballad, mournful. It expresses the feeling. Again, it shows he poured out his feelings through the song or the ballad that he's writing. And also, it describes the ballad describes the mistress eyebrow, maybe the beauty of the girl. Okay, so now the schoolboy then evolves into a young man with full of feelings, with emotion, full of energy, and he falls in love. And he started singing the song or writing the poems. Okay, so this is how the lover stage ends. And after that, after the lover stage, he enters into the soldier stage. And so during this stage, he'll be very responsible. Okay, before that, it shows the irresponsible or the playful nature of the child. But when he enters into the adolescent age, when he becomes a man or when he enters into the adult age, he's like a soldier. This stage is compared with the soldier, how the soldier is responsible towards his nation, like that the boy or the man will take the responsibility on his shoulder. And during this time, you can see he's always thriving to get the honor and glory and to lead a victorious life. And also, the poem clearly shows the nature of the child or nature of the man, a very quick and quarrel or emotional and seeking the bubble reputation. Okay, it says, then a soldier full of strange oaths and bearded like the leopard, jealous in honor, sudden and quick in quarrel, seeking the bubble reputation, even in the cannon's mouth. Even in the cannon's mouth, he wants to get the glory or he wants to get the victory or honor. Even when he was dying, going to die, he wants to be a reputed person, an honorable person in the society in which he lives. So he used to take oaths, promises, and he wants to fulfill all the promises that he has undertaken during this stage. We can see his enthusiasm. You can see his strong emotion also. He quickly falls into quarrel with others, and he's very jealous of others' honor, and he also wants to become a famous personality. So I'll stop the lesson here and we'll continue in the next class. Thank you for the listening.